Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is me playing a 9-hole match against David Rutkoski. He's my trainer that you've seen on my channel before. We do some live broadcasts on Friday nights and some other things. But David's a good golfer. He's won the Long Beach City Championship in one of the flights, I forget which one, before, and also played some other good golf. David's like a 4 handicap, I think, maybe 5, I'm not sure. Anyway, so that first drive that I hit snapped to the left, and I'm in the left trees, and then David hit just a bomb down the middle, and he's just actually on the right hand side of the fairway. So you see where I am. I'm completely stymied from going directly at the hole behind this tree. So I'm going to do is I'm 200 yards away because it sniped to the left and then went down. So I played this kind of rope hooking 4-iron, and I hit it really nicely, and it actually turned over for me, and it got halfway up the upslope to the green. So I'm only about 8 steps off the front of the green. David hit a great drive and then hit a good approach shot, just a little long though, so he's going to have a downhill putt. And these greens actually this day were a tough combination of being very fast and also still very bumpy there. So you can see there that was my chip. Great distance control, but my face was a little shut through impact there, a little bit too much roll over my hands, and that type of shot I shouldn't be taking such a big divot. Kind of after that shot, I've changed some things with my chipping. So David just hit a very bad putt because he respected that downhill a little bit too much. So actually now, if I can make this putt, I got a good chance of winning the hole, but I missed it. Pulled it left, and I knew it right away, obviously. So not a word out of David there as far as if that was good. So I went ahead and made it. Good. And then David is in for bogey now. So we tie the first hole. We go into the second hole all square.
Oh, that's pounded. That was awesome.
So David's the lefty, and this is a dogleg to the right. So that was a long draw for him. So here I'm trying to hit a fade because I'm a righty, and then here this is my best drive of the day, bar none, definitely.
Woo, baby!
You can see how well I moved on that. That was still way too much hips, and also I think my tempo's a little long and loose. So I outdrove David here, so he's going first, and he hit a really nice shot that landed right by the hole and jumped out to about 8 feet past the cup. And here I am. I have about 118 yards. And I'm using my pitching wedge and trying to hit it kind of easy with my pitching wedge. And there you can see I was kind of bouncy up and down, kind of like a Tom Lehman move.
Oh my God.
But because
I'm just going to pose here like that's what I meant to do.
what happened was it bounced in front of the green and took a great big jump and actually rolled up onto the green right to the center of it. And because of the lens here, it actually looks a little further away than it is. So I'm about 10 steps away from this, so it's about 27 or 30 feet here. So I'm really trying to knuckle down and hit a great putt here. But it's hard to tell on camera, but that is a super sloping green. So I just hit what I thought was a pretty good putt, but you could see with my kind of fadeaway jumper style there, it was a little bit nuked. So David hits kind of a wimpy approach putt and taps in for par. And I have to make this to stay all square in our match. And we're pretty evenly matched, so I know that every putt is going to be crucial. And that was like actually my second best putt of this day. You'll see my best putt of the day later. But that one was crucial for me to make, because when you're playing these 9-hole match play matches, you can't make it up later. So David hit a good approach shot, and you can see Justin, our friend, was up there recording with his phone the result. So David hit it to the fringe there, This is like was playing like 132 yards, short par 3. So I had a 9-iron, a 9-iron or a pitching wedge, I forget. I think a 9-iron that I'm trying to just hit smoothly, and I hit this so nicely. You could see how square the divot was. So I hit that to about 8 feet. So definitely I have the advantage here. So if David looks blurry, it's because the pole is in focus and he's not. So he rolled it up there just to the right of the hole and tapped in for par, and then I'm putting for birdie. At least I left it on the high side, but didn't make it. So the match is still all square going into the drivable, somewhat drivable, 310-yard par 3.
Super smooth.
That's a college golfer that we're playing with, Justin. And then here I am. So I'm really just thinking about keeping good balance here, and you could see I made a good aggressive swing and had nice balance. I did hit it a little low in the face, so it launched a little low and it didn't quite have that great carry, but it was very straight.
Oh my God.
Now later I told David that this was the most sideways ball I've ever seen. This was for him a hook, so going dramatically to the right, and it actually went over those trees and went into kind of where this golf course has a grass farm. So David had a long way into the hole, but he actually was so far right that he had somewhat of a shot. I had 51 yards, and even though the impact there didn't sound great and I took a little bit of a divot, I actually hit that really nicely. The grass was wet, and I was able to kind of use the bounce in the club a little bit. And you can see that's Justin's ball there, but my mark is there exactly pin high. So David, after all that, he putted up and made par. And actually, a little behind the scenes there, I didn't give that putt to him. So he putted that and then just kind of backed it in, but I probably would have given it to him, but I didn't have enough time to give it to him. So I was thinking to myself, well, I don't want there to be any controversy. Let me just make this so that I win the hole and there's no controversy about whether or not I gave him the putt. So I made that birdie putt, and I went 1 up in the match and avoided a little bit of conflict there. So here's my drive on this par 5, and I hit that not solid, low to the right. You can see my balance wasn't very good there, and I'm doing this kind of loopy, bouncy thing on a lot of my swings here. Not great. So David hit
Huge drive down the middle.
a very good drive. He hits this roping hook. So you can see I'm sitting in the rough, and it's kind of a little bit in a bird's nest, and I just want to punch it down the middle, but instead I hit that tree dead solid, and I'm lucky I didn't rebound it and hit myself in between the legs, because that would have been that probably would have been a $10,000 America's Funniest Fun video, but it would have been really bad for the match and painful too. Then I was in a perfect lie, a perfect flyer lie for my 3-wood, and I hit a great shot there that actually kicked a little left off the fairway. And it took me like about 4 minutes and 55 seconds to find this ball because it's sitting in this little hole. So then I used my 60-degree wedge and actually hit it. You could see the divot. The ball was gone, and then the divot was
forever
made.
to find that ball because it was sitting down in the hole, but
Fairly shallow.
for birdie.
And I have about 12 feet. Here's David for birdie. He hit a good layup, but then hit a good approach shot, but misjudged how firm the green was going to be. For some reason, this green was much firmer than the other one, so even though he hit a very good approach shot, it jumped off the back, and then didn't hit a great chip shot. So I was really determined to make this putt.
I mean, it all depends on the lie you have.
But still, me making this 6 after hitting the tree and getting negative yards is actually I was pretty happy with. So David needs to make this to square the match and win the hole.
Oh, wow.
The hole's weird. It breaks both ways.
He wasn't putting very well at this point. So this is a 318 yard par 4, another short par 4 on this course. That is, it's not a difficult course, but it's a very, very good course for match play. A lot of strategy goes into it, especially when you're playing with good players that can hit it long. So there is OB left on this hole though, so I don't really play driver here very often. So I hit a perfect hybrid down here, and I have 135 yards, but it's downhill, actually 128 yards, but it's downhill, so I use my pitching wedge and hit it really nicely. Did that kind of Nicholas step back move that I don't like very much. So when I'm talking about strategy on this course, this is what I mean. So David hit a solid drive that was drawing a little bit, and now he's behind this tree. So he's going to take his Adams hybrid. Same.
I love it. Love it.
And I thought because of the where he hit it that it was going to be absolutely perfect, but because the grass is wet in the morning, it had a lot of it kind of did a hydroplaning action and shot off the back of the green, and then David hit a poor lag putt there. So here I'm putting for birdie from the front fringe. It's actually not as far away as it looks. It's probably only like let's see, yeah, 8. So it's only 24 feet away. So there's me for, I'm basically stone dead for par. David missed his par putt, and I was conceded that putt. So now I go 2 up in the match, and David went straight up to the tee and hit on the par 3, 148 yards up the hill, up quite a dramatic hill. David hit it into the center of the green, and I hit it to the front fringe. So here I am on the front fringe. It actually took a while to read this putt and really tried to buckle down to make it. But it kind of jumped on that kikuyu grass that's there and came up short, well short. So here's David with a very nice roll. Thought it was in the whole way. And the best thing about this hole was this awesome camera angle that I got. Other than that, not too much went my way here. Pulled that putt, and that was also that my speed was also off, and it just probably if I had accelerated my line and my speed would have been a little better. So we go into the par 5, 17th hole, and I am just 1 up now in the match.
Great shot.
So you can see there was a very definite finish to that swing for my drive. So it really stopped at a definite point. It wasn't just kind of soupy and sloppy into the finish, and I liked that a lot.
That is
There's
real.
a lot to learn from on that one, boy.
Never saw it.
It was really good.
I never saw it, but David was very proud of his drive there, and should have been because he hit it very long. So I'm here inside 200 yards, and for some reason I decided to hit my hybrid just because I really like my hybrid, but my lower body action there got sloppy. And I raced ahead of the ball and blocked it out to the right and past the hole a little bit. David, he was actually drew his over into the right rough a little bit. So here I am in kind of a bad position because I'm well above the hole, and I've hit it to a spot where there's really scrappy, patchy grass. And I hit a great shot. I just landed it where I wanted to. Oh, David actually went into the bunker, yeah. So David hit his shot the right distance, but it was a little bit to the right. And then hit a pretty good bunker shot. Just didn't completely release as much as he thought it would going down this hill. And that's a tough putt to read, but definitely not going to if you don't get it there. Here, our friend Justin is standing in front of me, but this is to win the hole with birdie. And I came up short too. Kind of a little bit inconsistent, the speed of these greens. Some were fast and some were not. You can see I took about 40 practice swings on this because I don't know why I started thinking about way too many swing thoughts. And actually made a pretty good balanced move, but the face was open. I hit it on the toe, and it went right down the right-hand side of the fairway and landed near the cart path and jumped into the trees. And David hit his second That's the match, he said, but actually he actually was fine. He hit his second completely sideways hook of the round.
Okay.
So straight ahead here, past those 4 palm trees that you see up there, is the green, and I hit a hybrid shot that successfully went under the trees, and actually hit it over the green and halfway up the hill that kind of guards the parking lot from the green. So I have a very difficult shot, and David hit it very solid, but a little right of the green. So he's short right of the green, chipping up, and I'm all the way up this hill that protected my ball from going 150 yards past the green. So I'm up here, and I'm in a very bad lie. I'm kind of like half buried in some wood chips near this tree, and kind of waved at it, trying to be really too perfect with that. And then I'm in another kind of tough lie with grain growing into me here, but made a great chip. Actually, even though this green is super sloped, anybody that's played here at Recreation Park knows, but that even though it rolled out to about I'm not sure, I think about 18 feet or 15 feet, that was a great chip, and I felt positive about it. And for some reason, this putt for bogey, I just felt really great over it. But I had to make this, or else I would certainly lose the hole, and I would only tie the match.
Oh, nice 5.
So let's check that out again. This is a slow-mo of this, and what I want to see there is how dead center the contact was, and how little
nice
rotation in the few inches after impact I had. So here's David.
Can't make a putt, save my life. Oh, they close.
Save your life more than that.
I know.
So that's it. So I win the match 1-up. Thanks for watching, guys.